Hi friends, I'm Kitty and welcome to Little Wattle Nursery. I'm an adult doll collector that creates content that aims to encourage fun and positivity in our hobby. You are never too old for dolls and never too old for a hobby you love, so stick around and have some dolly fun. Hi friends, thank you for joining us. If you're new here, welcome. Thank you for taking time out of your day to stop by my channel. Well, what am I doing today? Today's a bit of a vlogging day today because I'm doing some tidying, or I have been doing some tidying in the nursery. I've got some reborn dollies, 2 at the back, out at the moment, and I've got my little vintage Toodles doll in the front here. I thought I would quickly get somebody dressed and fill you in with Dolly-geddon. I'm going to give you an update on how Dolly-geddon's going. If you're new here and you don't quite understand what Dolly-geddon is, just keep sticking around and you're about to find out. Now, one good thing about tidying up the nursery is that you come across treasures that you didn't even think that you had, or you'd forgotten that you had. You were kind of reminded of it. And I found this beautiful pink dress. I thought, oh, I want to dress somebody in that today. And I'm probably going to dress one of my vintage dolls today because I've had viewers say that they want to see more of our vintage dolls. Now, YouTube sometimes has a bit of an issue when I show my vintage dolls, but we've kind of given the channel a bit of a revamp, so let's see how we go with that. Before I do that, I just wanted to fill you in with some news. This reborn toddler doll here, she's like a hybrid reborn doll. So she's the Betty, sculpted by Natalie Blick, for her head, but her limbs are the Reva Schick limbs, because this sculpt is normally a standing sculpt. And she was reborn by Brianna Francis from Boomer Baby Dolls. When I purchased her, I got her for a fantastic deal. I purchased her secondhand from a very reputable collector who only tends to buy high-end and prototype reborn dolls. She didn't have the paperwork for her because she lost it in a move, and she will pass it on if she ever finds it. But just to let you know, if you ever find yourself in a situation like that, don't panic. So what I did was before I purchased the doll, I got in contact with Brianna and said to her, look, the paperwork's missing, but the price of the doll is fantastic. I didn't want to pass it up. And of course, the price of the doll was reflective because it did not have the paperwork. But I wanted to make sure that it was genuine. So I got in contact with Brianna, and she confirmed by email that, yes, it was her work and that she had done many Betty dolls on the Reva Schick limbs. So this was the email that I initially sent Brianna, and I was able to give her details of because the doll was dressed in the original dress that Brianna had dressed her in when she made her. So that also helped, I guess, in terms of identifying that it was her doll as well. But you can see here's the email from her confirming, yes, that is one of her dolls, and that she had done several with sitting limbs instead of the original standing limbs. So just keep that in mind. When you're looking at purchasing a doll and someone says, well, I don't have the paperwork, don't panic. Get in contact with the artist. These artists don't mind. They're normally very, very, or shall I say generally, very, very helpful. I will often, when I'm purchasing a secondhand reborn doll, I'll often get in contact with the reborn artist and say to them, is this your work? If the person selling the doll can't produce a nursery certificate, and then I've asked the the Reborn Artist if they would mind reissuing a nursery certificate, and I offered to pay money. No one's ever accepted money. They've been happy to send the nursery certificate without paying an admin fee, but I always offer to pay an admin fee to cover all the administrative costs to go with that. So always keep that in mind. And, paperwork like this is really good. It keeps things in order, and it just makes it easier for you if you decide to sell the doll later on. Now, another thing I wanted to mention about this doll is that I'm going to change her name. I didn't think I was going to be purchasing any more Reborn dolls, and I've got another 2 to do box openings on. And so one of the names that I had left and that I'd put aside was Charlotte Victoria, and so that's how she got this name. But I don't think she suits that name. And as soon as I named her it was like, no, I can see that I'm going to end up changing that name. And sure enough, I've got 2 Reborn dolls that I've got to do box openings on. One of them will potentially have this name. So I've got to come up with a new name for her. So I'm still having a little bit of a tinker around with that. But then moving across to here, so this is little Valentina Jewel. She's the Tootie sculpt by Natalie Blick. Now this is her COA. She's 853 of 999. She was a limited edition, and there's the prototype on the COA. And she was reborned by the Russian artist Julia F. Tushveska. So she's one of my high-end reborn dolls. And I purchased her secondhand as well from the same doll collector who purchased this doll. And that's why I didn't have an issue. And I also purchased from that same seller this Betty standing sculpt. And she's also high-end. She's by the master artist Yaroslava Vyshkovskaya. So yeah, that's why I didn't initially have an issue purchasing that doll without the paperwork, because the person, the seller that I was dealing with, the doll collector, as I said, she tends to just go for the high-end prototype type reborn dolls in her collection. So I knew that I was pretty sure, I was probably 95% sure that this doll was legitimate. But like I said, always dot your I's and cross your T's and get in contact with the reborn artist to confirm. And, in my case, it confirmed what I had suspected, that I was dealing with an honest person and that this was an authentic kit. So the reason why I pulled out these 2 dollies, well, the first one is because she's quite high-end. Valentina Jewel's quite high-end. I don't tend to play with her too much, so it's nice to bring her out once in a while. She tends to just be more of a display dolly. But these dollies sit in the corner here, and that's where I had to get my outfit from. This little outfit here today that I'm going to dress this little one into. So this is Audrey, and she's a Toodles, she's vintage, she's a Toodles action doll. And how you can tell she is an action doll is because she has these movable limbs. So you can put her in positions to crawl and climb and that type of thing. You can see that she's got the movable limbs. They're sort of articulated, would be the best way of describing them. And she's not dressed in her original outfit, but she is dressed in something sort of vintage inspired. And I purchased this beautiful dolly from my dear dolly friend Lynn from Baby Boomer Dolls. And she has an amazing vintage doll collection, and she also sells vintage dolls. So she's on Instagram. I'm going to pop her Instagram details up on the page here if you want to check her out. But Audrey's got these beautiful greeny blue eyes. She's got this fabulous painted hair, which I absolutely love on vintage dolls. So I'm going to change her out of this gorgeous outfit. I love this outfit on her. But I'm going to pop her in this one as well, which is kind of vintage inspired as well. I absolutely love this outfit. Love, love, love it. I purchased it from Children's Salon, which is such a beautiful children's clothing boutique. It's called Pretty Originals. Made in England. Isn't it just stunning? I absolutely love this dress. It's this beautiful pale pink colour. It's got the little Peter Pan collar. It's got the little cap sleeves. This is so typical of vintage clothing, sort of this gathered material in the center here with this gorgeous stitching. I remember learning how to sew like this when I was in primary school, and it's got this pretty little skirt. And of course, it's beautifully lined. There's, you know, several layers of lining. It's just absolutely gorgeous. And then there's this sweet headband. I love a headband on a dolly, as we all know. So that's what I'm going to dress her into. So whilst I'm going to dress Audrey into her outfit, let's get on with the update on Dollygeddon, and make sure you stick around to the end of this video to see Audrey dressed in her outfit. I got so many really funny and encouraging comments about Dollygeddon, you know, about keeping it real, because the nursery was looking a bit how you going. And look, I spent hours on the weekend going through and trying to organise stuff in the nursery. So it's starting to look a little bit better, but I'm nowhere near finished. But let's go through some of the details, because I was really quite overwhelmed with the response about how people could relate to, you know, the mess building up when you've got a doll collection. So I really appreciated other dolly friends coming forward and saying, oh my gosh, I'm so thankful that there's someone else just like me. And I mean, that's just the reality of doll collecting. Sometimes the nursery looks amazing, sometimes not so much. And what was really funny was I was chatting to one of my doll friends, and she referred to the mess as Dollygeddon. And I thought that was brilliant. So I want to do something really fun in the community. Feel free to jump on board. It's a hashtag called Dollygeddon, or you could also use the hashtag Keeping It Real. And I'd love it if other collectors showed the reality, the real stuff, not the fake stuff, you know, the oh, look how beautiful and how perfect everything looks in my nursery. I want you to show it warts and all, like I have here, and like how I did the other day, because this is, well, it's still far from perfect. But it's looking better. I mean, it's definitely improved. So you can see, this is just the start of a big mess in the nursery. It's really bad. Oh dear. This is what happens sometimes. You know, when life gets busy, don't look down here. Don't do it. Don't do it. Oh, it's pretty bad. Yep, it's pretty bad. So we all know what I'm going to be doing today in the nursery. I'm going to be having a big cleanup, but I'm sure all of you can relate. Look at poor Charlotte Victoria. she's holding her head down in shame because she's got no clothes on. Poor thing. Oh dear. There's less clothes lying about, that's for sure. They've been put back in their place. But yeah, I want to do something fun. Let's keep it real. Let's reveal Dollygeddon, because it's a reality. It's a fact. And often we don't show the reality of doll collecting. We show the perfect stuff. And I think it's nice. And it's kind of relatable when we can say, well, look, you know, this is the ugly truth. So feel free to run with that this week. So the massive pile of clothes that you saw on here and the boxes, they were sorted. So that's all good. Moving across to the reborn corner here, Charlotte's dressed. She finally has some clothes on. Look, we've still got the overcrowding here in the bassinet, but that's a long-term fix. It's going to take a little while to fix that. But everyone's at least dressed and looking respectable. We've got dollies down here that are looking dressed and respectable, so that's good. I haven't done anything up here, so she's still not dressed, but the others are looking okay. Yeah, we've still got a bit of work to do here. So that is a shopping haul that I want to do a video for soon. Haven't had a chance to. This is a basket of goodies, Happy Mail and things that I've been sent that I still have to go through and find a spot for it in the nursery, and I still have to make videos where I dress my little dollies in the beautiful clothes that we've been gifted. What have we got here? I'm actually sending out some Happy Mail. So this is some Happy Mail here. This is some Happy Mail here. I wanted to apologise. A few months ago, I ran a giveaway on our channel and the prizes got lost amongst the mess. So I will be getting these out as soon as possible. I've got some more Happy Mail that I've got to wrap and get into boxes. Down here I've got a couple of box openings. Actually, I have maybe 4 box openings. This is how busy I am. I don't even have time to open boxes. I've got 2 boxes in the garage because they're quite big boxes, and these 2. But the thing is, when I do a box opening, I want to be able to enjoy the doll. So I'd rather leave it in the box and go through that box when I've actually got time to appreciate the doll, rather than rip everything open and then I don't have time to spend on it. So I'm hoping in the next month or so I'm going to have some time to do some box openings. That would be really, really exciting to share with you. So over here I had a really big pile of mess. That's all been tidied. Yay! Hooray for small wins. These girls have been dressed back into their nursery clothes. I haven't found a spot yet for my new little dolly. There she is. I have tidied up this as much as I possibly can at this stage. As I said, I'm going to actually rework this corner. It's not quite looking the way that I want, but Pippa's looking a little bit happier, and this little dolly over here has her hat back on and she's looking a lot better. There wasn't much to do over with the vintage beauties. They're okay. And I tidied up down here. So overall, there is definitely an improvement to Dollygeddon. Oh my goodness, look how scrumptious Audrey looks in this dress. It's just made for her. It's perfection. See, these headbands look so fabulous on these dollies with the painted hair. The colour looks amazing on her because she's got this gorgeous peaches and cream complexion. Oh, I'm going to have some fun taking some photos of her. How fabulous. Well, thanks for joining us, Dolly friends. I hope you get on board with Dollygeddon and keeping it real. Oh, let's just have some fun. Let's have some laughs and some fun, because that's what it's all about with doll collecting, is having some fun. And I look forward to seeing you in our next video. Take care, guys. Bye for now.